Hi guys, I'm back again. I wanted to share with you some of the projects that I made for the Little Blue House design team here in Keller, Texas. And this is my first time being on a design team for them, and it's a new store where I'm teaching classes. And I just wanted to show you these quick little projects. There's a bunch of them, so I'm going to have to go through them rather quickly. But I wanted to show them to you because I'm not going to get them back until the first of the year, and yeah, so you won't be wanting to do Christmas at that point. Okay, so here's a little a gifting bag for like pastries, cookies, and breads and like that. And so we decorated this up, and it's just got this little window, and I put this little border trim on here. And this is a Martha Stewart, and this scallop back here is an EK Success, and they're inked up in black soot. And then I made this little tag that goes on here, and it's just a regular shipping tag, and I covered it in sheet music, real sheet music, if you can see that. And then I took some of the pattern paper and of the scraps, and I just cut them into, just hand cut them to little triangles and kind of glued them on there to make a little wonky tree. And then added this pretty little bow, which was part of the kit. And isn't that cute? It's a little matte finish. And then I just tied it back here, and it's got a little bit of the twine. So there's my gift bag. And then I have, let's see here, then I have a little card here, and I cut this out on my new Cameo, my Silhouette Cameo, and it's dimensional, and it says, "Thanks a latte." And it's showing kind of flat, but there's multiple layers to this cup here. If I can get it, well, you can kind of see. I used very, very thin foam tape to pop that up. And so I used a little bit of this, I think that's a gingham ribbon down here, and it's kind of sheer. And then I wrapped it with some baker's twine. And these are all different pieces. And then you open it up, and this was the challenge, was to use this coffee sleeve. And of course I had to cover up the brand name. And so I covered it with this pattern paper, and this paper is from Canvas Core. Isn't that cute though? And so what that is that that makes for a little gift card holder or money holder, or so you say the "Thanks a latte." And this is a good gift for somebody for Christmas that's not necessarily a family member, or that you want to give a full present to, maybe like your mail person, I think would be great. That's what I always think of. That's what I thought of when I was making it. But just to say thanks a latte and a little Merry Christmas. So there's that card. And then I have another card. I made this one, says Noel. And that's a Tim Holtz die. And I cut it out of lightweight chipboard. And if you can get up here, it's got, I made it, try to make it look like leather, if you can see the variation. And I used walnut stain for that. And here's a little bit of kind of shimmery paper. And this was just from a punch, and I heat embossed it with Recollections heat embossing called Champagne. And again, this is some more sheet music, and it says Glory all the way through the top of it, and I thought that fit very well. And then I inked it up again with the same walnut stain. And I kept this one very simple. And then it's just got a white base to it. And so there's that card. And then I also have this little frame. This is a little dollar frame from IKEA. And I did a couple coats of dry brush of just gold acrylic paint on it. And then I covered it in crackle finish, and I let it dry in between each coat. And then I used this champagne shimmer But I had forgot that if you use any paint, any acrylic paint that has a metallic finish, the crackle does not respond to it, and it kind of freaks out. And so we got this kind of weird texture to it, and it did not crackle, but it made it look kind of old and antique, and it gave it imperfections, which was so much better than just the dollar store look white that was on here. So it actually came out pretty good, and I also took and I kind of inked it up a little bit. I think I used frayed burlap with my inking tool to just kind of finish off that antiqued look. And so basically what this is you just write down, and it's a little countdown to Christmas, and this is an acrylic frame on both sides. Oh, and there's the other side. And oops, sorry about the glare. So what you do is you just use a dry erase marker and you change your date every day, and you have a countdown to Christmas. So and of course you can slide these out of here, and you can put pictures in there if you'd like to do that instead. But again, these were done heat embossed. These are done out of just white paper with punches, and then heat embossed with champagne. Champagne is the name of the embossing powder, not real champagne. And down here I used Tim Holtz tattered poinsettia, and just some red paper, and I used some more of the walnut stain on the edges just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I cut this out of with my Cameo, and I designed it myself, so I mean, it's just words. But layered it up 3 times over. That looks like white, but it's actually cream. And then on this background is part of the basil. It's called Nordic Pines. It's new this year, 2013, Christmas. And then on the back, I kept it really simple. I added this pretty little lace in a bow. And this is the reverse side of that same sheet, which is sheet music, and I thought was very pretty and had that very vintage look to it. And I cut out the "'Tis the Season to be Jolly" on my Cameo, and with just red paper. Oops, we were just getting a glare, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Okay, I have to get a little bit of a glare, but I did spray it with Glimmer Mist Gold. And so there's that. So there's the "'Tis the Season to be Jolly." And on the reverse side, you can do your little countdown. So that's what this one was. That's an Altoid. And then we have, I made this cute little cookbook. And this is using that canvas core paper. And here we have this is a Maya Rhodes tin, I believe. And Kiss the Cook. And that's popped up. And that's some sticky sticky back cork, and then I used my handy dandy little bow tire by Crafty Bows .blogspot.com to make this little bow, because I have such a hard time making little bows. And these little wood pieces are from Kaisercraft. And there's some material back here, some gingham, and then we have a little strip of paper and some more of that same ribbon. And over here we have it's cut off of the cut apart sheet for the paper, and it's just got some measurements on here. I love that it starts off with a pinch. So there's that, and I just bound this. These have to be very simple projects, so that they're all going to go into the front porch kit that they sell. And so this is a kit that everybody gets, and then they get to choose from like 10 different projects that they can make from that one kit. And so it's just kind of an idea. And they do come with the owner picks the ones that she likes best from her designers, and then she writes the blueprints on how to do it, and those go in the kit. So that's why these projects are so simple. And we were limited only to what we could use, only what was in the box and so that made it quite a challenge. So anyways, you lift this up, and on this side we've got a little bit of a pocket, and we've got this tiny little envelope. I'm not sure where the envelopes came from. They were just in the kit. And then what you do is, let's go ahead and flip to the back here, because on the back there's this little button and a little string, and this attaches through Velcro. Well, this comes down, it wraps around the back, and it Velcros on here. And what that does is it creates a tripod, and it keeps it from opening all the way up and going flat on the counter. So it will stay up here in this fashion. So that's what makes it to where it's a usable recipe book. Okay, so on this first page we have some of the measurements cut out, a little recipe card that slides in and out. That's a little pocket. And then we've got, you know, a little baking up here, cute paper. And then out of each one of these pulls a tag, and you can put more recipes inside here. But this one I put on cakes. And get in there. Oh, I'll get it later. Okay, so each one of this has one. And then you flip it over, and on the reverse side, so no matter which way it's standing, it's right side up, because that's the way it's supposed to be viewed. So if you were to view it just face open, one of them would always look upside down. But, so that's how it works. And here's one of the little recipe cards. And one of the things that's cool is I use little photo corners. So these will slide out. And so it makes it easier to write your recipe and change your recipes. Or you could just put photos in here, whatever you'd like to do. But a standard 4x6 just slides in here. If I can, there we go. See? One-handed even. And then here's page 2. 11 from the oven. And then again a recipe on the back. And all the recipe cards are slightly different, but for the most part they're the same. And then I made another little pocket, and I made it offset from the base page. And there's another tiny recipe card. And here's a cute little piece from the cut apart. Another recipe card. Baking is good for the soul. Cute stuff. And then we have this page, and I made another pocket here. Another recipe card. I love this little white whisk in here. Isn't that cute? You can see that. And then over here we had, look at the little apron. And I made these loose under here so that you could still slide something under there, you know. Look at that. And then here we have some more of that measuring strip from the cut aparts. And then this, you know, is left partially open as well. Little baker's hat, little chef's hat. And then on the back, we have another little pocket and a little envelope. And you can stick little notes in there. And then I added down here a little handmade by, so that whoever, you know, makes it can, you know, dedicate it or say, hey, this is made on this date by so-and-so. So there is my little recipe album by Canvas Core. And let's see, we've got 3 more. And here I made just a simple little tag. And again, it's just a shipping tag. And I embossed it. I dry embossed it with one of my embossing folders with snowflakes. And then this is from a Sizzix, and it was cut out of lightweight covered with cardstock, and it's lightweight chipboard covered with cardstock, then cut out with the die, the steel rule die, and then I heat embossed it with champagne, Recollection champagne embossing powder. And then here's a little piece of ribbon with some jumping reindeer. Happy holidays, just to give a little bit of fabric in there. And then these were cut out of from the Tim Holtz die, and then they were heat embossed with Martha Stewart red, but it came out a very dark red. Even though it's a bright red, it came out very dark because it was straight on top of the chipboard. So it had that craft background, which I really love how deep it came out. But it's just a simple little tag, and it's got, you know, a little bit of twine on the top of it. But just a simple little tag that you could, you know, hang from the tree, hang from a present, you know, wear it, whatever you like. Hang it and use it as your main decoration on a card. And then we have another little album. You know me and my minis. I love them. And so again, I kept it with a simple cinch binding so that it would be easy for people to do on their own, that they wouldn't need a class in order to learn how to do it. The cinch is very easy to use. Of course, you could also use a bind it all, or, you know, you can even line them up and punch them by hand if you have something that'll go through the chipboard. So this is just wrapped chipboard with a regular black cardstock. And then I made, this is that tattered poinsettia, again, focus, camera, tattered poinsettia, and I just kind of layered it with the pattern paper and red. And then these are the same thing. These are they are lightweight chipboard covered with white cardstock, and then cut out with the Sizzix die. And then I just kind of inked them up a little bit. You might be able to see it. I had to get it a little dingy. Come on, camera. There you go. I had to get it just a little bit dingy. I love the kind of speckled effect, though, that I got from the inking tool, because this is kind of aged. This paper line is most definitely aged, and it's most definitely not white. It's kind of an off-white, kind of a dirty white. Anyway, so Oh Baby, It's Cold Outside is my title, and I popped that up, and that's just from the stickers, and I stuck it onto some lightweight chipboard. And then here's our cover, and we have, again, all these are from the sticker sheet, all these little sentiments, and I popped, I think, just about all of them up. That one's popped up, and over here we have a little pocket. And here we have Frosty the Snowman, add a little twine. And this sticker sheet had a little bit of a shine to it, as I think most of them do. And see, over here we just have a simple little flip out page. And this is just bound. This is just a 1/2 inch creased and glued over to reinforce the binding, so your pages won't wear and tear out of there. And then over here we have Repeat the Sounding Joy. And over here, this is great. Again, this is Nordic Pines by Basil. And the paper line is. And then this flips out. And then over here we have Comfort and Joy. And this is a great plaid. And then this was an EK success. I think it's called Jewel. And there's a little flag. And here's Peace, and that's popped up. Great chevron, huh? It looks like a sweater to me. And really gives you kind of a woodsy cabin feel to it. Cute paper, though. I wouldn't mind playing with this some more. I think I'm going to have to get some of this if she gets more in than just for the front porch kits. So that flips out. And then down here we have boots, mittens, hats, and scarves with a little bit of twine, and it's popped up. And here, look at this little tan. It's kind of not coming out. Let's see. Come on, you. There we go. Isn't that cute? Cute stuff. There's that trim, that punch. And then we end with the same kind of print on the that was on the front cover, and it says Peace on Earth. And so that's just my little board book mini that I made. Super simple project. These are very giftable, and it didn't get too chunky, and I'm only using a 3/4 inch binding on this. And I got 6 pages in there, so, and I use pop dots. So, it can be done. It doesn't have to be super chunky. So on my last project here, I was challenged to make an Altoid tin. And alter an Altoid tin, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, and so I had a lot of fun with it. I still got a little bit of glitter here and there, so I just wrapped it with this simple little piece of ribbon, and come on, can you see? There you go. You can see this ribbon. It's more of a material binding. Anyway, so that just slides off, and here's my tin, and I covered this bottom of it. Oh, there we go. Now you're still not getting the full sparkle. This is Elizabeth Craft ultra fine glitter, and it is not normal glitter, guys. This stuff, once it gets on there, it is smooth. It's like, it turns it into almost like pow paper. Super smooth. It's amazing stuff. Now it is like $6 to $7 for a small container. Let's see, for this size container is about $6 to $7. Let me go ahead and show you. This is Elizabeth Craft here. This is one of the ones I used, antique silver, but because it's so, you just don't use hardly any of it. I mean, it'll last you a long, long time, a long time. And so I use that one, the antique silver, and I also use the true red here. And it is super fine. It is like, it's like powder. So anyway, so I put on a 1/2 inch score tape down here, 1/4 inch score tape up here, and then, you know, just burnished it on there, peeled it off, and really rubbed that glitter in there. But now it's not shedding, and it's nice and smooth. And this is still that Nordic Pines. We didn't get a ton of paper to work with, and so I had to kind of use it everywhere. I only got 2 different kinds of paper. But here's the bottom of it, and I attached these. I just rounded the corners with my 1-inch rounder, inked it up, and I covered the back of this with 1-inch score tape. And the same for the top, and then it just opens up. And inside you've got a little, you can put a little gift, you can hide little money here, and you've got this little band, and it closes with a Velcro, and so that opens up, and once the money's gone, then you can put something else in there and hold it down. But look at this, it's a sticky back cork in there. Focus, there we go. So it's sticky back cork that's just a custom fit in there, and then in here we have a little mini that comes out. And so this accordion's out, and I'm sure you've seen something very similar to this before. Woo, here it comes. But mine comes all the way out, so that makes it easier to view. And I alternated it, and I put in some journaling cards in there with these little hearts. And so I think it came out really cute. I'm really happy with this. And then when you flip it over from here, it just keeps going on the other side. So I really am happy with this one, and I can't wait to get it back. I might have to make another one. And then on the inside, oh, and you can also take this, and if you wanted to, you could put it in a star pattern. Or maybe I'm doing this backwards. Okay, so you can do it in like a star pattern on your table or on your shelf. You can do it in a star pattern, and you know, so it looks like a star from this side. It's hard to, since you're just getting the aerial view here. But it is kind of cute, and you can set it right next to it. I don't have it done very well, but I'm sure you get the idea. And then so that just closes up over there, and on the inside here, we have, again, we have the cork line down here, and in here I added 2 strips of 3/8 inch score tape. Actually, it's miracle tape because I don't have score tape in 3/8 inch widths. But inside here I used some of this pretty brown ish. It's like somewhere between a brown and a gold. But it's just lovely. And this is just a glitter from, that came in a 6-pack from Hobby Lobby. And it's just lovely. Now, it was a little harder to rub in there, and it's a little more grainy, but it still worked great. So it's a really wonderful lining in here. And so even after everything, even if you were to take it out, that's still a cute little box to put just whatever you want in there. Or you can just set your little mini back in there and add your money. A whole $1. It's going to the store today. I didn't want to put $20 in there. It might disappear. So, I'm actually not that cheap with gifts. So anyways, that was my last project, and I hope you guys liked seeing little sneak peeks of the Little Blue House front porch kit. And I do believe that you can order them online, and so you can go check them out. They are Little Blue House at .blogspot.com, and I think they're also littlebluehouse.com. But anyways, they're a scrapbook store. I think littlebluehouse.com might be somebody else, but if you go to littlebluehouse.blogspot.com, that's definitely them. So thanks for watching, gals. Have a great day. Bye.